Why I decided to come to Canada? That's a big question. Yeah, for me and for most persons who immigrate to Canada, you actually want better opportunities for yourself and your family.
Yeah, so safety is a big thing on my end. I have kids, I have a family, so their safety is my priority. So that's a good thing. And as I mentioned before, opportunities, there's lots of opportunities here, room for growth, and for you to just scale up at whatever you're doing.
Moving to a new country is a huge life change, filled with excitement and the promise of a fresh start. But let's be honest, it also comes with a whole host of anxieties and uncertainties. Whether you are a recent immigrant yourself, someone who's considering making the move, or simply curious to understand the experiences of newcomers in a new country, this video is for you. Canada prides itself as being one of the best countries in the world. And for this reason, millions of immigrants try to move to Canada on a yearly basis. The opportunities in Canada seems endless for a lot of immigrants. But like every dream, it has the potential of being a nightmare. What happens when the Canadian dream doesn't seem possible and persons who move to Canada with the intention of staying in Canada can no longer stay? Let's talk about it.
Hi, my name is Tony Daniel. I am an immigrant, a student living in Grand Prairie, Alberta. I'm from Nigeria.
Hey everybody, my name is Josh Nikolcom. I'm originally from the Philippines and I'm living here in Grand Prairie, Alberta.
All right, so my name is Shadane Brown, and I'm a Jamaican living in Grand Prairie, Alberta.
Why I decided to come to Canada? That's a big question. Yeah, for me and for most persons who immigrate to Canada, you actually want better opportunities for yourself and your family, particularly the children. So for me, I wanted to have better opportunities, career-wise, and in terms of general life. I also wanted to test the waters to see what it's like living in another country. And then, of course, I'd seen that for you to really be, to have an impact or to have a meaningful living, you need to go beyond where you're comfortable with or where you actually are. You need to get globalized, so to speak. So that was basically the major reason that I decided to move to Canada.
All right, so I decided to move to Canada because it has more opportunities for me and my family. Um, um, Living in Jamaica for a while, I felt like I had gotten stagnant at a point. So after coming here, I've been moving up the ladder with stuff and accomplishing stuff that I never did in all my 20 plus years while I was in Jamaica back then.
According to IRCC, there's over 3 million temporary residents currently in Canada, all of whom will not be getting permanent residency. This has left temporary residents in Canada anxious and fearful of what the future looks like for them.
A lot of things are changing recently, and that causes a lot of anxiety with many immigrants here, especially those who are in the student pathway the same way as with me and with us. But I'm still trying to be positive. I'm not trying to focus on the negative side, but I have a really strong wife that's behind me. Well, in fact, she's the person behind all of this plan, right? And everybody knows that. So I know that I have my wife with me, and I know that somebody up there is actually watching over us. And I would say my advice to those people who are experiencing anxiety, I'm like, don't think about it so much. I can't blame you guys if you're thinking about it, but think about it that you're not going to be here if it's not meant for you to be here. You know what I mean? God has a plan.
lots of sacrifices. First of all, I'm here without my family. I've been here over a year, and my young children are not here. My husband is not here, and it's a lot. It's a lot. So it's a big sacrifice. That sometimes I think, is it really worth it to have your family not with you? You know, I know to transition is not easy. You go through different phases. So if you have your family with you, it's 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 something that could help you a lot. So for me, not being with family is a big one. Aside that, living the comfort of your home, of the people you're familiar with, the companies you've always had, your support system and stuff like that. It's a big sacrifice. So being in Canada, you're coming here, you don't know. So when I came here, I don't know anyone in Grand Prairie. And then, although my church is in Edmonton, I'd connected with my pastor and some other persons from back home. And when I came, I was well received. But coming to Grand Prairie, I knew no one. And then it was just a big one for me. But definitely, we need to keep going.
I am going to ask you guys to do something very important for me. Take a quick second, hit that subscribe button if you are not yet subscribed to the Andersons family, and leave a like. It's the best way to let me know that you like the content.
First and foremost, the people here. They're like a lot of them, not everybody, but there's a lot of them that are so down to earth. They're really friendly. Even on our first day here, when we landed in Canada, we've been helped by so many people: Filipinos, white people, Canadians in particular. We kind of had a good culture shock, in a sense, in a good sense. We were walking around, people are greeting us, saying like, "Hey, how's it going?" Yeah, coming from the Middle East, you don't get that approach often. So.
Yeah, so immigration is on my mind a lot since lately, especially with all the changes going on. It gives you that feeling of uncertainty. You don't know where you stand because of all these changes. You're doing the right thing. You're working the job you're supposed to be working in a knock and all of that stuff, but you're still not sure if you're going to make the cut to get to the next level of, I say, PR for me right now. PR, yeah, permanent residence.
It's a big one. And so many people like me, I'm currently a student, so many people like me, especially with these recent changes we've had, it's crazy. And it messes up with your mental health. You spent a lot to be here in terms of paying fees and, like the sacrifices I explained earlier. Then having to think that you're you're not so sure of what the future holds, or of your being here later on. So many people come here because they feel they are able to get better opportunities, and then you're getting here, it's looking like it's not looking like it. And then the feeling in the air, like, oh, students should just, with these recent changes, students should just come study and go back. Fine, a lot of students said they were coming and they wanted to go back at the end of everything, but shouldn't they get at least a little bit of what they plan to have? Like, oh, you plan to work here for a bit through the postgraduate work permit. You wanted to get experience, you wanted to get a feel of what it is to work abroad, to live abroad and all of that. Even if you later plan to go back home, you don't plan to come and just go back without nothing. So it's a very big one on the minds of a lot of people. You are not able to sleep well. You have this sense of hopelessness that what's next? You don't really know. So it's really a very big one. Canada, I love the diversity. I love that you're able to meet a lot of people from almost every part of the world. Like anywhere you get to, you're meeting Indians, you're meeting Filipinos, you're meeting Nigerians, you're meeting Jamaicans. A lot of persons I wouldn't have met in my home country. I've met a lot of persons. I've gotten to relate with a lot of persons, and it has helped me to have a broader understanding and developed my personality even
The
more.
advice I'd give to other immigrants out there like myself is just keep pushing on, because immigration, from what I've noticed in all the years coming up prior, it's not set in stone. So they will make the changes now, and then it's not working out for them, and then they flip back the script to go back to where they're coming from, or to get who they need in the system. So just keep on pushing on, do what you must do or have to do, and yeah, all the best to you.
Right now, I'm looking forward to getting my PR, which I believe is going to be possible. And I'm also looking forward to my family joining me, my immediate family joining me. That's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Permanent in that country. It's a really good country, but nothing stays forever there. You can't get a permanent residency. You cannot have like, well, I wouldn't say that there's no brighter future. There's brighter future there too. It's so advanced, right? But security in a sense that you don't have to go back home, because going back home is not our option, right? So that's why we actually ended up being here in Canada.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If you enjoyed, please let me know in the comment section. Also by liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Again, thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next video.